Hello everyone, and welcome to my honest opinions on what it is like to pick up Destiny 2 in 2021. I guess as is traditional for YouTubers, I should start by explaining why I haven't made any videos in the last little while, which in my case was because I was getting married. I've been super busy putting all that together, but now I'm officially a husband with this sick new peripheral I've got installed. I've upgraded my setup a little bit, and I've got a lovely new microphone that will hopefully make me sound a bit better, together with some OBS settings. So fingers crossed that it's new and improved audio experience. But anyway, so for those unaware, Destiny 2 did something that is quite rare, I think, in the gaming sphere not long ago, which is the devs just threw a lot of it out. They cut down the game install size by about half, because after several years of incremental content updates, it'd gotten so big, and the gulf between, where a new player might start and like the kind of cutting edge, I guess, of the power curve was immense. So they just threw out loads of older content, entire areas that like people either weren't going to visit very much or whatever, just to keep down the size of the install. And quite recently, I was looking for a new FPS that was going to be, relatively lightweight on the emotional side of things, but just satisfying and punchy, like the Dooms of the world. And I realized that I just wanted a game that was like Destiny. And I thought, what's like Destiny? Destiny, let's install this and see how it's changed. Because I haven't played this since I did the campaign with Katie, my wife, back in when it came out. I think we got it for each other for Christmas and played through it together over the winter. And it's very different now. So there's kind of two halves to this game. One of which feels like putting on a pair of comfortable slippers, and the other of which feels like walking across broken glass. And those are respectively the gameplay when you're shooting stuff, and the menus, and the general sort of like presentation of what to do. I guess we have to go through the menus to get to the shooty bits. So let's start with that. So this is the director, which is like, I guess you can use it to go places. You can transfer between these different areas that contain some content. And you can see like what quests you have and things. Destiny now seems to be in this like this seasonal model, which I've not played any other MMOs in seriousness, so I don't know if this is normal. Maybe Fortnite does something like this, but what seems to be the case based on what I've read is like every some time period, maybe every month or every 2 months or something, there's a new season, which is like a subsection of an expansion, and then it comes with new content. The game is telling me about all this content, but I think some of it you have to have bought the expansion for, and some of it you don't. The base game is free to play. I haven't bought anything yet. I did like this big glowing icon here is like the Beyond Light campaign. I did one mission of that, and then it was like, right, now you need to buy the rest of it. Okay, fine. This you need to buy as well. There's some planets I haven't unlocked yet. I don't know what's on them. Probably more campaigns that I have to pay for, in all honesty. There's the tower, which is like an area with various people that you can talk to that give you quests, or let you upgrade your stuff. This is the area where you start. There is a little bit of like an introductory, not a tutorial, but like an on-ramp sequence where you get access to stuff, and it shows you kind of there's more things, because I haven't unlocked this yet either. And then there's this area which I went to for a quest that I was given as part of that on-ramp process. And since then I've been kind of like, okay, I've done the introductory, maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours worth of stuff, maybe, if that. And now it kind of spits you out into like, okay, what next? And it turns out that you can go up here to do strikes, which are like little individual missions that come in like a rotating playlist with other people. There's matchmaking, which is good. You can play it with friends or with randos. But I think just to look at the actual gameplay with less pressure, I'm just going to drop into one of the areas and we'll go and poke around and talk about that. So you click on one of the regions and there's like different icons for like places you can drop in. I don't know. I haven't even been to many of these. Let's go here. This is I haven't been to this area before. Destiny is weird coming from someone who's not played MMOs before, because whenever you're just doing stuff playing the game, there are like other people around that you probably won't ever need to interact with. Like if you're just going to a quest giver in like a random area and there'll be people there either like shooting aliens or talking to the same quest giver or just pootling around doing their own thing. It feels weird because all the dialogue is like, you are special and the chosen one, and there's like 15 other chosen ones running past you to like jump around, and they've all got like level 240 next to their names and stuff. So, oh yeah, here we go. There's a player over there. There's a vehicle over there. That's exciting. So the basic Destiny combat, you can't see the icons on the left, can you? Let me just fiddle with OBS for a second. I'm going to have to alt-tab to do this, apologies. I do that, now you can see, excellent. Oh, hello. So this is the good part of Destiny. Moving around and like firing the guns and pressing your buttons feels really, really good. Really, really good. There's lovely feedback. The enemies are relatively easy to hit. I don't know if they have generous hitboxes or if they just like have predictable movement patterns or both, but if you ever played Mass Effect 2, oh god. Mass Effect 2 is a game where you just wander around headshotting things for ages and ages and ages, and also there's some combat, there's some non-combat stuff that's the actual important part of the game. What is that? Start patrol.
Every day we struggle to hold on to what little ground we have. To do that, we need up-to-date surveillance. That, my friend, is where you come in.
I think I just got given something to do. I don't know what it is. There's an objective marker. If you look on the top left, there's a compass, but I can't see it on my screen unless I do this scan thing, where I hold up my little, my ghost, my little hovering friend. Oh, go away. Oh, that's actually an enemy. I thought that was another player. Be gone. One cool thing about this game is that you can get these little jet bikes that you can just kind of summon, zoom around with. Am I supposed to be up there? I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? So there are things to do in Destiny, but it's like, it's not very guided compared to what it used to be. I imagine if you buy expansions, I'm just going to do a scan so I know where I am. Oh, good. Get to high ground and keep an eye on Red Legion troop movements. Alright. I don't know what a Red Legion is, but I assume I can shoot them in the head. That dude was red, and I shot him and he died. That's not how you grenade. So you have three abilities in the bottom left, you might notice, that are represented with icons that fill up with progress. We've got on the left we have my grenade, which grenades in this game are like a cooldown ability rather than a consumable. We have a melee attack ability. So your melee attack you can just kind of use whenever. Ooh, loot. But once in a while it will deal a bunch of extra damage and like have some bonus effect. I think in my case it recharges my grenade energy if I deal damage with it. Where am I supposed to go? That's another patrol icon. And then my third ability is what's called my class ability. I'm playing a class called a Warlock, which is basically a space wizard, although everyone in this game is a space wizard. And the Warlock can make a little AoE that persistently heals, which is quite helpful. This game has regenerating health but you don't have much of it. So if you take a reasonable amount of damage quickly, you will die very fast. I've missed 2 grenades now. I'm trying to show off how they work. Go 1 for competence. Let's switch weapons. You also have... Oh my god, I can drive that? Hell yeah. This is cool. I still don't know where I'm supposed to go, by the way. Area surveyed 12%. Maybe I'm just supposed to, like, wander around here and shoot people or see things? I don't really know. Well, apparently there's an objective in another direction. Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to go to all those little posts and press the button on them. That would make sense. So, one thing I really enjoyed about the new player experience in this game is that because it's so abridged, it has the benefit of keeping... ooh, bounty complete. That's nice. It has the benefit of keeping... minimizing the point of the RPG where you can't do anything interesting. Area surveyed has gone up to 62%. Right over here? Yeah, I guess I'm just supposed to wander around this area. Maybe shoot some aliens. There we go, I hit something with a grenade. Yeah, within like maybe an hour, I had a complement of relatively high-level weapons. The game very rapidly introduced me to legendary weapons. I think the game used to have like a common rarity, but I haven't seen a single common item. So it's possible they just removed all of that stuff. Goodbye. And the game hands you like... This gun is like an exotic weapon, which is the highest rarity. It has it has more special powers than the other types of weapon. And I got this after a few hours of play from a special quest. That I don't know if everyone gets the same exotic weapon quest, or even if I was supposed to do it. But I did, and now I've got a cool gun that chains lightning if I take lightning damage, which is pretty sweet. So the weapons are split up into, what is it, kinetic weapons, which are like bullets basically, energy weapons, and power weapons. But these aren't... Oh, there's an event mission, or whatever they're called. You see my gun's firing lightning now instead of just bullets. So kinetic weapons are just guns. Energy weapons usually have some more special effects or are more powerful. And then power weapons, which is the third type, of your rocket launchers and stuff like that. The way it works is that these types of weapon, in fact, there's a bit of a lull before the event I just joined starts, so I can show you the menu. This menu is very nice. Unlike my confusion about being able to find quests at all. Oh god, I'm getting shot. What was that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Someone else probably killed it. This menu is quite nice. So we've got our kinetic weapon selection, and I can pick any of these. We've got our energy weapon selection, and then we've got our power weapon selection. I'm still using the power weapon I started with, because it seems to be way better than anything else I've picked up. Although the sword is quite cool. And then you can also change your armor, which just gives you stats, basically. The stats give you move speed, health, health regen, and then cooldown reduction on your 3 abilities. You also have a super, which mine is fully charged. You can see that big yellow bar above my my ammo and my ability icons. So, like in a lot of games, this is an ultimate. It charges up over time, and I think it charges up as you do damage as well. I'm not sure. And the different classes have relatively wildly different ultimates, but they all have the effect of like, this is just a huge pile of damage. my ultimate turns me into like hover around and shoot lightning from my hands like Darth Sidious. It's pretty rad. Deals loads of damage. There's another option for my class where I throw a huge bomb, like an explosive ball of energy that splits into submunitions. Pretty cool.
I believe this means a resource grab.
Fortified mining lander. Cool. So these, what's happening now, this is called an event, a public event. These are just things that happen in the areas that you can join or not join. They give some mild rewards. There are icons on the map, but I don't know. Ah, here we go.
Hey, you! Clear out! I'd expect a Cabal mining expedition to be heavily armed.
So I think I have to stand near this. We have to like stay in this area. Oh, and avoid getting exploded by orbital lasers. That would be bad. Oh my god. I swear I wasn't standing in any of those. Like I said, when you get hit in this game, you pretty much fall over immediately. One useful thing about my healing rift is it can provide an overcharge. So it can actually give me more health than my max, which might be a good idea to drop here. I should probably show off the power weapon, but the ammo for it is very scarce. So I'm gonna... Oh, that's something big enough to be... Oh, never mind. But yeah, check out this huge rocket launcher. Pretty rad. It doesn't fire rockets, it fires magical balls of space magic. Because this is Destiny. And Destiny, everything is a space wizard. This game is like... Oh god. It is basically a fantasy game. Like, yes, there's guns, and we're in different planets on the solar system and stuff. But like... It's so heavily fantasy influenced. Like, and influenced by fantasy MMOs specifically as well. I hope you can hear me over the gunfire, by the way. Well, oh, I'm supposed to shoot that spaceship? Alright. Must be having you. I'm just gonna... See, like, this game is really confusing when you're, like, trying to just... Okay, how do I get a quest? And where do I go? And what do I do? And how does any of this stuff work? And what are these upgrade items and stuff? And then, like, you point your cursor at an enemy, and you click the left mouse button, and they, like, explode comically, and it just feels great. I think these enemies must be quite low level. So I just, like, took out half that mini-boss's HP with one punch. Eliminate the excavation Vallus. What is a Vallus? Oh, that's a Vallus. Goodbye, Vallus. I have a super rocket launcher. That two-shotted the boss. This game has like a weird scaling system. So there's a stat called power, which I found out today actually like has meaning. So this is my power rating. Oh, it does actually tell you what it does in... I never realized you could mouse over this to get to get some information about it. So you take less damage and deal more damage the higher your power is, which is very confusing because I kept getting items that had like a worse stats than the items that I had, but a better power level. And I found out today I've been incorrectly dismantling those when, even though they look worse than the things I have, the overall bonus makes it much more worth it. And you really do feel it. Like we were tearing through those enemies, right? Hello. See, I just punched a jet bike to death. We were tearing through those enemies, but then I was doing a slightly more difficult mission earlier. and with a higher power rating, and you really feel like the lack of damage. The enemies absorb a lot more punishment, and you melt very quickly. But although the way the stats work isn't entirely transparent, I would say, unless you happen to look at the right tooltip. And I think you can adjust things like you can improve your items slightly to give them, you can customize them so they have slightly different stats or slightly more like minor benefits. But it's not very tangible, I would say. Ooh, an item. Atom Prevaricator. Someone made that up. Yeah, I want to say that the... Oh, hello. Maybe I should leave the system so that I don't keep getting interrupted by people shooting at me every time I try and explain a game mechanic. Yeah, I found that picking an item build doesn't really feel like it does much. Picking your subclass, which I haven't actually looked at yet, does. So this is your... So I'm a warlock, but then there's 3 elemental affinities that I can pick up. Oh, I haven't actually tried this one yet. I unlocked it earlier. So the one you start with is called a Voidwalker. So your ultimate is like a big explosive. And then you have like different types of grenades. Like there's one that vacuums things in, one that makes submunitions. You still have the same healing rift, or you can have it do more damage. And then different types of double jump. They're like you can glide or teleport. And then you can also pick another set of bonuses. So you get to pick like one of these sets of 4 bonuses. And I remember when I played this game originally, like a few years ago, you had to unlock all this stuff by leveling up. But when you start Destiny now, it's just all there. This entire subclass. But then the alternate subclasses you have to unlock through a little bit of play. So I'm using this one, which it's called Stormcaller. As you can guess, it's lightning themed. It gives you chain lightning abilities, which are quite nice. I like having a bit of extra AoE because it really helps clear out swarms of enemies. I have found that in this game, if you get surrounded, even though you have a powerful melee attack, if you get surrounded, you basically just die by like random enemy mooks. They will kill you quite quickly if you're in a high-ish level area. So having extra AoE has proven to be quite handy. There's a variety of different types of weapon as well. Like this is I think what's called an auto rifle, which is just a gun. It does gun things. But there's what have we got? We've got sidearms, which are pistols, pulse rifles, which are I don't exactly remember how this one works. I think this is like a machine gun, basically. Let's fire it and find out. Okay, it's like a battle rifle from Halo. It fires in bursts. And then we have hand cannons, which is big pistols. That's a pulse rifle as well. Grenade launchers. Grenade launchers are really clunky because they have to manually reload after every shot, but they are quite fun. Auto rifle, which is another type of, zoom in and pull the trigger kind of gun. What was I using? This one. Oh, the one I was using earlier was an auto rifle, so you saw that in action. My cool electric weapon is a submachine gun. And then we've got a fancy pistol, a fusion rifle, which is like a thing that charges up and unleashes a big shot. I should probably kill whatever's shooting me before I actually die. Okay, they've left. It's fine. And then for heavy weapons, we've got rocket launchers, more grenade launchers. There's a big machine gun. I haven't actually tried this one yet. And swords, which are apparently equivalent to rocket launchers in this game. I guess because it's basically Warhammer. And then down here we have a seasonal item, which is to do with this season. The Season of the Splicer, which has like bespoke content. I think most of which is paywalled. I'm not really sure. Probably. I don't know how much the campaigns cost. I probably should look that up before I jumped in on this so I could give more of an opinion on whether I was going to pick any of them up. I may well do though, because like I'm enjoying this, and having a campaign that I can just play through and enjoy sounds ideal. Not having to deal with, you know, the various bits of undirected content that I'm currently trying to muddle my way through as a novice. One thing I have discovered that I'd like to show off. Let me just kill these folks so I can explain. See, like, I know I mentioned this before, but I really want to emphasize that I'm enjoying this game a lot, despite my confusion about what I am and I'm not allowed to do, what I do and don't need to pay for and stuff. Like, it definitely has a negative impact on my experience and my kind of motivation to like jump in and play. But the feedback on the weapons is so nice. The enemies kind of like when you kill enemies with headshots, it like the reaction is really exaggerated. Like the sort of, I don't know, the oil or whatever from their armor sprays out and loads of like gas and there's a loud noise, and it's very satisfying. I think if I'm not mistaken, this game has no blood in it. It's like entirely cartoon violence, but like, oh my god, the cartoon headshots feel incredible. You also get the big numbers. This was a thing I really appreciated. I mentioned earlier that it kind of speeds you into the state where you can, you know, have reasonable items and access all of the game's mechanics quite quickly. Like you get the little jet bike that I showed you, you get those quite quickly now as well. Whereas they took ages to unlock in vanilla Destiny. Or Destiny 2, I should say. I haven't played the first one. But like literally in the tutorial, like opening mission, the first 5 minutes, the game, it starts you off with a kinetic weapon like this one, just an ordinary gun. Does, you know, it works, it does reasonable amounts of damage, whatever. And then it gives you an energy weapon, which in my case was a shotgun. And I equipped the shotgun, and I walked around a corner, and an enemy was in front of me, and I shotgunned it in the head, and a number came up saying 20,056, I think it was. I dealt 20,000 damage with one shot in the first 5 minutes of the RPG. Now that, I'd love it if RPGs did that, just normally. Like, if any of you follow me on Twitter, I made a tweet the other day complaining about like the introductory slog that is the typical RPG opening. Like, it's a mix of like, you know, wailing on enemies that you can't really deal with crappy weapons, and then like listening to people talk at you for ages and ages and ages. And the current version of the Destiny opening introductory sequence for new players just brilliantly sidesteps all of that. Like, okay, we're going to catch you up quickly. Here's everything you need to know about the game in like 20 minutes. Here's a bunch of good items that you can have fun with. And here's some exciting feedback. What is that? Wanted, disgraced Brachus. I'm going to go and kill that, and then we're going to go and do something else. Because there is another piece of content that I have access to already that seems to be quite an important part of the ecosystem. And that's something called a strike. Which is like a little... strikes are like little self-contained missions that you can do alone or with other people. Is Wanted Brachus already dead? Yes. These players killed him already. Oh, hello. Yeah, these enemies are definitely like lower level than I am. I'm doing a lot of damage very quickly. All right, let's get out of here while I'm not looking to get shot. So, this bit has the strikes in it, and something called Nightfalls, which is like harder. So this one is just a menu. There's no... I guess I should show you the hub area. I'll come back to that. So this bit is just a menu. Like, you go in here, you join a queue, it pairs you with some people who have probably done this way more than me, and we will be off. I've done a couple of these so far. One of them was quite difficult, but it was just me and one other person. The first one I did was, I think... it was part of the like introductory quest line, like the sort of new player content where they just showed you, this is a strike, go and do it. And I think I might have been with other new players. we died a lot, sort of muddled our way through it. I did one earlier today where I was paired with two people who had clearly done it a million times, and they were blasting through. They completely carried me, which is great because I barely had any idea what was going on. I really like this loading screen where you get the individual players' spaceships flying in, and then you get joined by another person. Oh, is this the exact one I did earlier? I think this might be the same quest I did earlier. Right. Oh, hello, there's 3 of us now. I think we can ignore these people. I wouldn't normally, but my teammates are quite happy to get on with it. Hello. I love that. The punch with the chain lightning, it's so good. Defeat all hostiles. Hello! One thing that confused me initially, that took me a little while to realize what was going on, was that the people's levels in this game are actually their levels for the season, which are they revert to 1 every season, and then you get XP on a per season basis. I think this is actually quite a good idea, given the nature of the game now, as it seems to be, which is that like, this is no longer a traditional RPG where there is an introductory sequence. The way they've solved the problem of things like World of Warcraft having this level ramping, where, you know, every expansion the max level goes up a bit and they have to redo all the campaign, is they've just kind of done away with all of that, and they've embraced the power creep, and now it's like a season based online experience rather than a singular game. I think phrasing it like that makes it sound extremely, like, depressingly modern games TM. Oh. But I think, to be honest, it's a reasonable solution to a problem that MMOs must struggle with a lot. These folks are blasting through a little less rapidly than my teammates from earlier, so that's good. Why can't I press G on this person? What does that even do? So this mission involves us... I only know this because I did it earlier today. This mission involves us delving into this... deep into this chasm to find some kind of drill operation. I don't know why this game keeps making us, like, kill off enemies that are trying to drill things. Oh, they have weak points in their backs. That's interesting. So there are some enemies in this game that have, like, non-headshot vulnerabilities, which I do appreciate. Makes it a little more textured. Hello, you look important. Oh my god, I'm dying. Right, let's hide over here and do this. Where are my teammates? Oh, they're ahead of me. Well, one of them's ahead of me, the other one's somewhere. Okay, they altered. Committing your super in this game is quite a significant thing. Like, they take a long time to charge up. But when you're playing with other people, damage dealt by one player's super provides these little orbs that other people can pick up that give you charge for your ult, which I quite like. There's quite a lot of like, very sort of intentional multiplayer-centric design in the game. Like, my healing rift being able to affect teammates is quite a big one. I think it makes a difference because if you've ever played something like Halo co-op, Halo obviously being an ideal point of comparison because it was made by the same people, it's very easy for one person who's more experienced to just carry their friend who they're playing with. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, sometimes you want that. Like, if you're playing with, a kid or someone who's new to gaming, you want them to just have, like, a relatively chill part of the experience. And that's still the case here. Like, you're not, you know, I mentioned, like, my teammates earlier completely carried me when I was doing this just because they, you know, they knew what they wanted to do. They were doing it faster than me. I wasn't familiar with it. And I have, you know, I was probably lower level than them as well. But it's nice that even if you're like a complete novice, you've still got ways of benefiting your teammates just by like being around trying to like, you know, you can try and heal them or be a distraction or whatever. I think we're relatively close to the end if I remember correctly from earlier. So I'm gonna just rocket launch that. Do enjoy firing this rocket launcher. Oh, you look important. Because of the power scaling system I was talking about earlier, this game definitely has this weird experience where sometimes the enemies feel insurmountable and sometimes you just melt them. I'm yet to experience the in-between. To be honest though, I'm not super bothered. Like, with the way I'm enjoying experiencing this game, I quite like the fact that most of the enemies just kind of die. I like the feeling of power. Oh no. Oh no, the pit. The pit! No! Cool. Respawn in 28 seconds? Bloody hell. Hopefully my teammates can carry out this area. Excuse me. I think this mission isn't too difficult, so they should be fine. It's really weird that you can't, like, pick which strike you want. There's just this revolving playlist. Again, it's quite an unusual... Oh, this is cool. Their ult or something. Quite an unusual system. Did I respawn here? Are you serious? Why is this? I'm stuck. This is extremely unhelpful. Maybe once they complete this area, I'll be able to respawn next to them. Let's hoping. Oh, that was cool. Why don't I get a ground slam? Not again! Are you serious? Is there a way that I can reach them at all? Nope. Apparently not. I am just stuck. Well, this is a new one on me. I was not expecting this to be a part of the experience. At least we get to watch what they're doing, but, you know, I want it to be... I'm the streamer here. Alright, hopefully we respawn somewhere else this time. There is a mechanic where it can kind of catch you up to your teammates. Is that... Did we all die? We all died. Okay, we restart from a checkpoint. That's good. That's good. They have way more kills than me because I missed out half the mission. Oh, thank God. Right, we're here. Let's play the game again. One thing I always find is funny in games is when you're playing a character who's a robot. My character is a robot. And they jump and they go, huh? It's, when Orisa in Overwatch, who's a robot, goes through poison gas, she makes like coughing sounds. She's a robot, she doesn't have lungs. That doesn't make any sense at all. Ooh. I should revive my other. This person is way too tanky. Let's throw some, Oh my God, that's so tanky. Joining allies in 4 seconds. Am I too far ahead or too far behind? Alright. I guess we reached the boss, huh? Immune, you say? That looks like a problem. So when I did this earlier, my, oh, good lord. I keep forgetting about the fall damage. When I did this earlier, my teammates must have completely melted the boss. Because it died really quickly. I think one of us was like super high level or something. Right. Let's finish this, shall we? Why is it immune? Let's see if it's immune to this. It's not. Goodbye. Protheon modular mind. Excellent. Well, I didn't really contribute very much to that, did I? Because I got stuck in a pit for like half of it. How long is this video now? 41 minutes. We can do another one. Let's hopefully have a excuse me, another strike that doesn't get me completely stuck in the middle of nowhere in a pit. Actually, no. You know what? Let's go and look at the hub area. I said we'd look at that. So this is the most MMO-ish part. So even though you've got this menu, the from where you can go anywhere, basically, in the solar system, and when you pick a destination in the solar system, you can also choose where in that area to go. There's also these hub areas, most notably this one, the tower, that are full of, like, you know, named characters and presumably quest givers and stuff. I think probably time was there'd be a lot more content here. Maybe there is if you buy expansions. I remember when I did the campaign initially, there was a bunch of stuff that you would go to the tower for, people who would give you quests or advance the plot. And there are also, like, there's utility things up here. There's a shop. There's a gun upgrade person. There's the postmaster, which is where you get mail, which in practice turns out to be like, if an item drops and you didn't pick it up because maybe it fell into space or you left the level before you came across it or whatever, it shows up in the postmaster inbox and you get it anyway, which is really nice. Avoids some feel bads. You can see it's pulsing because I've got mail of some description, and it's probably just an item that I left behind. Several items that I left behind. Oh look, these are quite good as well. Grab some of these. Yeah, there's a microtransaction store, because of course there is. There's a bloke at the end of here called Zavala, who's like the commander. As you can see, there's a lot of other players as well, because this is a hub area. I think this guy is Lord Shax. You can talk to him to do multiplayer, I think. I think that's what the Crucible is. And there are various other characters around. It's quite a nice area. Like, I think at the moment it's all decorated because of some celebratory seasonal event that I didn't know about. There's a hangar full of spacecraft and stuff. You can kind of press tab, you can see all the different icons. Is there anything I actually need to do while I'm here? Not really. Need to go and talk to a Cora Ray, but that's whatever. That looks like it glitched. That definitely looked like it glitched. Anyway, let's go and talk to this this NPC, shall we? In true MMO style. I think this icon is leading me in the right direction. Yeah, it is. I always like when you walk into a place in a game and like birds fly away startled. I like birds. And it also is a nice way of making a place feel sort of more naturalistic. It's supposed to be down there? Apparently so. Fear my incredibly floaty jump. This area is not small. Where am I supposed to go? This way, I think. I think the reason this is like... Nope, I've missed it. Where am I? Am I in a weird corner? I am in a weird corner. Hold on, we do this. That's where we are. I think as they've like expanded this area with more content over time, they've ended up having to put things in like weird places. Let's talk to this robot. The loom requires material input to function. Strands of basic matter that can be repurposed. Oh yeah, this is like a thing where you can make your items look like different items. Use Synstrand to purchase an armor synthesis bounty. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the other thing. So a lot of the NPCs that give you quests or other tasks, they have bounties, which are like little subtasks that you can complete while you're doing other stuff. That you pay for. And there are certain items different for different ones that can give you reputation points with them that unlock more things, which I think is maybe this stuff. Material exchange. Don't know what that does. Destination threader. Randomly selected Vanguard objective. Oh, I see. These are like what kind of content you're doing. So like multiplayer. Gambit's a different multiplayer mode, I think. Destinations, I think, are just like in the world, I guess. And then there's raids. Apparently the raids in Destiny are really good. I would like to try them out at some point. I did wander into one by accident the other day. I couldn't figure out how to get past the first area. Like, there was some puzzle with an obscure mechanic. I googled it, and then it turned out there were like 8 more areas after that. And I did not have time. But I'll come back to it someday. Who knows? Yeah, sure. I'll obtain a randomly selected Vanguard objective synthesis bounty for 150 synth strand. What did that do? Bounty limit reached. That's great. What does my bounty do? This game isn't great about like telling you all of the stuff that you've actually got going on. Bounties. Oh, here we go. Accumulate points in nightfall strikes. That's great. I can't even do those yet. I'm not allowed. Here's some bounties I did manage to do. Oh, I got some items. Don't know what these items do. Complete any armor synthesis bounty. Oh, sure. Strike bounties by Zavala? Sure. So this is a quest that wants me to buy the small subquests from a specific character and then do a specific type of activity to get rewards. It's like, I get it, but also, please no. I've just got a Dota 2 invite. I was going to end the video anyway, but that might be a reasonable spot to do it. Yeah, I hope this was a reasonably informative look at the fun and confusion of picking up Destiny 2 in 2021. It's such a strange game, such a strange experience. Like, I've really on the one hand, I've really enjoyed the gameplay and being thrown straight into like, you have proper items and you can do the strikes, like the little mini things, and you can do, like, there are raids that you have access to straight away. You know, I probably wouldn't do very well in them with the items that I have, but, you know, I don't necessarily have like whatever the meta kit is, but I have kit that's, you know, worth something. And it is honestly nice how, although the menuing and the several years worth of content that's been like piled on and piled on and piled on, and then half of it's been stripped away kind of haphazardly, that's confusing. But it turns out that with at least this RPG, you can skip 30 hours of like build-up campaign and summarize it down in like an hour or two's worth of you know, get your feet wet content that just gives you all the basics to play Destiny 2 properly. And you can just kind of go and have fun. And I definitely appreciate that. I have been really enjoying it. And like I said, I'm probably going to end up buying at least one of the campaigns just to have something to play through. Because the game, you know, it's very... Like I said, the actual, you know, shooting of aliens is like putting on a pair of comfy slippers. It's a really good game for like if you're tired after work, or, you know, you just want to unwind, or you don't want something that's going to be overly emotionally challenging. You know, I like and appreciate games that have emotional themes and games that make me think and games that make me feel things. But also, when I'm like tired after work, or I've spent an entire evening stressing out about something in the news, I don't then also want to go and play Disco Elysium. I want to play a mindless game where I pew like space zombies. And this game is perfect for that, because that is, once you get through the menus, that is all you do. And it feels really good. And they have just, you know, absolutely like precision nailed that experience of clicking on the head of an alien. That, like, given the game is free to pick up, you know, despite the confusion and the 60 gig install size, there isn't another barrier to entry. So it's worth, you know, if that appeals to you, I'd recommend sticking your head in and seeing whether you like it. And I think that, like, even without paying for it, you can do things like the strikes indefinitely. I don't know how many different ones there are, but I think there's years of them accumulated at this point, so there's probably quite a few. So yeah, I think that probably wraps up my video. Let me know if there's any questions you had or anything. I sort of went through things in a bit of an odd order. So yeah, you know, if there's anything that wasn't clear or that I can maybe help explain a bit further, give me a shout in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.